Rap is out of control.
Yeah, I was devastated, man. I mean, I'd heard like everybody else 2 years ago that he was diagnosed with that lymphoma or whatever, the cancer in the neck. I don't even know, you know. And I just assumed, you know, dude got, you know, good doctors and they would be all right. And, you know, it kind of got swept under the rug. And that morning when someone posted on my Facebook page, I was devastated. And it still leaves that effect. I mean, everything you said goes for me double. You know what I mean? I'm the #1 Beastie Boy fan. The first House of Pain tour they took us on, you know, that's the first tour I got kicked off of. You know, I went to all their early shows in LA, you know, with Fishbone and Murphy's Law and all that stuff. I sold them stuff at Extra Large, you know, I sold them hats. They rocked my hats on the cover of Herb magazine back in the day. So there's a lot of, like, there was a lot of crossover, man, and those dudes were just, you know, that was the bar. That was where that bar was set way high, and you know, they're without a doubt my favorite, you know, of all time for that kind of thing. They're just the Beatles of our generation of hip hop, for especially, you know.
For sure.
When we were shooting the video today, it was at Caves from Lords of Brooklyn. It was at his tattoo shop, and we were just talking about their impact and talking about Paul's Boutique versus License to Ill, and how a lot of us were disappointed at first when we heard Paul's Boutique because it was so different, the subject matter from what they were saying on the record versus License to Ill was way different, way more mature, and I didn't like that because I liked the gun talk and the drug talk. How it influenced us, like, okay, well, these dudes don't want to do it no more, then I guess we're going to just have to run with that, you know? But
jump in that lane.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, you know what he's saying is right, you know, but because the Beastie Boys had come to LA and I was in LA, I was like, yo, they made an LA type of record with the Dust Brothers, and I was at the Shadrach video when Ricky Powell, when Max Perlich, the actor dude, that was their friend, he stage dived on my head. And I know he did it because it was my head, right? But they painted the video so you couldn't see. So I went to Ad Rock's house when I first met him when he was in LA after that. And I was like, I played him the first Cypress demos too. And I'm like, yo, you're going to love this. Peep this out. He might sound a little nasal. Don't think he's copying you know, your steez. And yo, his jaw dropped when he first heard that. I had the first, you know, I brought that to him. And then I told him, yo, I was in that video. And he goes, yo, I got an unpainted version, the original. We found it. So on the Criterion disc, you can get the audio feed where they're talking about it. And they're like, yo, Danny Boy. I think it was Danny Boy. He got his head jumped on. You see me like, it looks like a car. It looks like a slowed down, like a crash test dummy. And then my head just goes, whoop, wop, and in slow motion with it. So, I mean, listen, I love those dudes, man. And it's a sad thing. You will never see a Beastie show again, man. And it sounds selfish, but for a fan, man, it's like you always just assume they're going to be around forever. You know, and then 1 minute they're gone. And the dude's gone. And now it's just like picking up the pieces for everybody. You know what I mean? So.
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, first rhyme I ever wrote was after I listened to License to Ill. The first time I listened to License to Ill, I listened to that whole record and I was blown away, and then I wrote a rhyme. So, I mean, that's like a direct, I would have never done it if it wasn't for Beastie Boys.
That's crazy.
And I'm not 40, by the way.
You know what? The dude I came up here with, my friend Mona, he's about 55, man, and I discovered he had the Beastie Boys License to Ill in his crate, man, so he got busted out. He had the original one, so when I leave in the morning, if that record's gone, it wasn't me.